you get a real job? Hey, why don't you get a real job? Yeah, told him. Hey, buddy, watching this, why don't you get a real job? So, for those of you that don't know what a real job is, if you bring anything of value to a company, to a people, you get paid for it. And at the end of the year, Americans, specifically Americans, because I don't know what you get in other countries, but you get that 1099 as a private contractor, or you get that W-2 and you paying taxes to the government. That's a real job. I don't think that there is any fake jobs. What would be a fake job? A fake job would be something where I assume you don't get paid, you don't pay taxes, and you don't work. I think that would be a fake job. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because I've seen it for years, but I noticed I've only seen it from the most jealous, covetous people on the planet. That has got to be the most jealousy-laden term, one of them, that I've ever seen in my life. Why don't you get a real job? I'm assuming from the people that say this that what they call a real job is in the realm of 9 to 5, warehouse work, office work, something like that. Also where you may get overtime. I'm thinking to myself, do you know how many different types of jobs there are on this planet? And I know that entertainers went through this earlier in history. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because with the whole thing with YouTubers being concerned right now because of the algorithm change, YouTube apparently using AI to serve videos, people's views are going down. When your views go down, it means you're going to get paid less, period. And there are other ways on YouTube to get paid. You know, you can open up other things. You can have a Rumble, you can do Patreon, but that's not YouTube, you know what I mean? But you can do brand deals and different things like that. And YouTube memberships. There's other ways to get paid, but AdSense, I believe for the majority of YouTubers, is the way we all get paid. You watch our videos, commercials are served, and that's how it goes. I mean, that's how television studios, just a lot of different studios and channels, that's how they make the majority of their revenue, I believe. It's advertisements. You know, it's how it works. It's a particular system of getting paid. It's another type of job to provide entertainment. But what I saw in certain people's comment section, oh no, you won't see it in mine. You know, you can't come over here and say, hey buddy, why don't you get a real job? Banned. Blocked forever. Can't come over here talking trash and lying. Spread a lie saying that what we do isn't a real job. So with that happening, people are saying, well, you know, oh, well, what they're afraid of is just, oh, they're going to have to get off of their butts and get a real job. There are plenty of quote unquote, what they might call real jobs where people literally sit on their butts all day long, either taking phone calls or making phone calls or making things, cutting things, disassembling things. There are professional cuddlers. So they are sitting on their butts or laying on their sides. People paid them for that valuable experience of comforting them. There are all types of jobs. And at the end of the year, that person, that professional cuddler, is going to have to pay Uncle Sam their cut. And if they don't, they're going to be sitting their butt in jail or prison or begging at the IRS office to make a deal. It reminds me of that meme that I saw where it's like when you find out that some 12-year-old is making $3 million a year opening toys or playing video games. The majority, I would dare to say 100% of the people that say stuff like that are all jealous that they didn't happen upon a career that allowed them to do something that they love and took full advantage of their talents that they have. They refuse to find their hidden talents or the talents that they know that they already have. They refuse to use them to make the money that they want to make. So when they see something and they see someone doing something that they perceive as possibly easier than what they do, and someone makes a whole lot more money doing it than what they make, now it's not a real job. Let me tell you something. Some of the lives of these professional streamers that I've seen, I'm not exactly sure if I would want it. A lot of these guys are doing 15-hour streams every day. And they are hopped up on energy drinks. And I know they're not seeing their families. And I know that they're under a certain amount of stress. The reason why I know this is because the biggest complaint I got when I became a YouTuber was from my family and friends saying they don't see me anymore. It's a very reclusive life. I'm already a hermit. I'm already a Kuma, living in the cave, doing stomps on the beach, practicing Senju Hadouken. You know what I mean? So I'm already like that. So it doesn't really bother me to be in the house all that much, as long as I get my workouts in, as long as I go for walks every day, get plenty of sunshine. I'm good. I'm good, and I will see you. And they know it. They know it. I come to dinners and parties, and you know what I mean? And when I truly do have a lot of free time, I'm hanging with my friends. But it can be such a strenuous life. When you see, if you just take the time to look up videos and look at the stress that YouTubers are under, it's a mental stress. It's not a physical stress. And everyone knows that mental stress can destroy you way worse than physical stress. That you could be a warehouse worker, just, you are that work horse. But as long as you're not really stressed mentally, you can get going. As long as you don't get injured, you can keep going and going and going and going and going. One of the things that people talked about with Kevin Samuels, he was saving a whole lot of people's relationships. He was helping women get married, and he was helping young men. And one of the things people said was like, yo, you got to get off of them energy drinks. And he was streaming. His streams would be 3-4 hours. And then after that, he would also have appointments and all this other stuff. And he would talk about, like, you need to work, 60 hours a week. Now, I disagreed with that. A man on his purpose, there are varying hours that you work. However, I understand in principle is that when you're truly trying to build your business, you work as many hours as it takes. Doesn't matter. And that's how it is with YouTube. You're always making videos and you're always researching what you need to make the next day or the day after that. And you need to, it just depends on what you do. But I remember the first time I did a really long live stream and I felt exhausted and I didn't understand why. Then I start to see all these different YouTubers I was watching. I'm like, yo, why are they pounding energy drinks? I was like, oh my God, that's why. You give so much of yourself mentally that it drains you. So anyway, I went kind of on a rant there just talking about stuff. But listen, all you younger YouTubers out there, if you find yourself weaker in mindset, okay, do not let people come to you and tell you what you do is not a real job. Those people are jealous because you do not. Because you, as a matter of fact, you have the ability to make so much more than them. I got a buddy that's a professional wrestler. His girlfriend was telling him to quit and get a real job. What he was doing was a real job. Okay? He got paid to entertain people through professional wrestling. I had to talk with him about that too. And that chick ended up being exactly what I thought she was. If I told you the story, you'd be like, what? I'd be like, yeah. If I was there when it happened, it wouldn't have went down like that. Trust me on that. Okay? The turn of the century entertainers used to get that. Why don't you get a real profession? Something more upstanding. What is this acting thing you're doing? What? You're a singer? No. What you... There's always been other people that have a problem with what you do. Just keep doing it. Don't worry about them. They've got much more to worry about in their lives than you do, because trust me, they are not happy. They're not. And the ones that say they are, they're effing lying. They're not completely happy, or they're too judgmental. You know, because there are certain people that are doing well. They're like, well, why don't you get a real... What do you mean a real job? It usually pertains to whatever it is they do, or whatever it is they did to get to where they are. Your road may be different. You don't have to listen to them. Always critically think about what you are doing. There are certain jobs that just pay differently. Some pay better, some pay worse. You may have to do other things to get to the point that you need to with certain professions. Like with professional wrestlers, they don't get paid much. You know what I mean? Especially on like the indies and small stuff starting out. They don't get paid much. They have to have their regular job while they, do that. And that's fine. Okay? But then once professional wrestling is paying better or as good as their regular job, professional wrestling becomes their regular job. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about it, y'all. Everything is going to be all right. Everyone that gets paid to add value or offer a service, entertain, ship, talk, whatever it is, you paying Uncle Sam at the end of the year, you got a real job. 10 million subscribers. Woo!